Hello, in this video, we are demonstrating how to use the sample solutions that we have already prepared in the previous video with the given soil sample, and that we have asked in the previous video to keep the samples for 30 minutes so that the soil settles down and there's a clear solution at the top. What you can notice in the easy solution, it might take a little larger time to settle down, but even if it's a slightly muddy solution, you can still use it for easy. But rest of the solutions will settle down in 30 minutes and you will have a clear solution. Now, these are the solutions ready to be tested for on Nutrisens. Now, this is a Nutrisens device, and now we are keeping aside the soil sample. We also have a clean water that we will be using to clean the sensors. And also we have two cups. One is an empty cup and one cup is filled with a clean water that will be used to clean the droppers. We have to keep cleaning the droppers after every soil test. So make sure if the water is clean and filled up in a cup. You can use one dropper. This dropper is named as soil, and this dropper will be used to test the soil solutions. We have noticed that in our previous video, we have other droppers that we have used to take the reagent solution, but that droppers will not be used for this. Then we have a blower. This blower is used for drying the sensors that we will clean with the water. Now in this box, you will find a sensor cartridge and all the sensors for pH, electrical conductivity, nitrate, phosphate, and potassium. Please note that pH and nitrate sensors are one-time use, and potassium and the phosphate sensors. So this is a nitrate sensor. This is also for one-time use. And for the nitrate, for the potassium and the phosphate, these sensors are used at least 10 times. This is a sensor cartridge which is used to connect the sensors, the paper-based sensors that will be connected on this sensor cartridge. So we have different sensors for different parameters. We have pH, then this is for the nitrate. Nitrate you can identify by the color. Phosphate and potassium look similar, so that's why we have labeled them at the back of the sensor. So P and K is named on the sensor. And this circular ring, what you see, is a sensor for EC sensor. It can be used multiple times. The same sensor can be used multiple times. Now, apart from this Nutrisens device sensors, you also need to have a farmer app or a soil sense application to use this device. So as we have seen again in a previous video, how to make a field using our soil sense app, here we have to select a field for which we have collected this soil sample and we are going to test nutrient parameters of the soil. Make sure that every field at least has a minimum one crop added to the field. Because we are doing recommendations, we need to know what recommendations we are providing for which crop. So once you have a crop, then you select soil details, and then here there are a lot of information about what type of soil you have, at what depth you have collected the soil sample, there are certain default values, but if you want to change, you can also change those values. Once you say test soil health using Nutrisens, you need to take this. There is a C2C cable which is given with the device, which you need to connect to a mobile phone. Now one end goes to a mobile phone, the other port goes to the device. Now, once you connect the device, you should get a message, device attached successfully. In case if you are not getting the message, please go to your settings and enable the OTG. Now, what Dr. Mukul is doing at this place is he's trying to enable his OTG settings in his mobile phone. So here you can see by default OTG is disabled. He is enabling the OTG. So once the OTG is enabled, And then you can connect the device. So now once the device is connected, you can see the green button at the right top corner. You can select whatever soil you are saying. We have different options. So sandy loam, and clay or any other soil. We have multiple parameters here. Currently, we have sensors for 6 parameters. As you can see on a mobile, we have various different options. Radio buttons are there. Now, the first thing we are doing is we are testing pH sensor, soil pH. So we are using a pH sensor. The way to hold the sensor is to either by the edges or on the very corner, but don't touch the circular area, that is the sensitive area, that is the active area where all the chemicals are there. So please do not touch that part. Now once you have that, you have to connect this sensor. The sensor has a 3 silver strips, and similarly you have 3 lines on the connector. So align those three white lines with the 3 silver lines and connect the sensor. It's very simple to connect. Once the sensor is connected, please insert this sensor cartridge into the Nutrisens device. It's like connecting a USB to your computer. Make sure the connections are done properly, otherwise there will be a lot of error in your readings. Now, once you have taken a dropper, as we have said, please keep a clean water in a cup. So please clean the sensor before use. So the way of cleaning is to just suck some water inside the dropper and then release it. Do it multiple times. Now open the lid of a pH vial, and please from the wherever there's a clear solution, just take a couple of drops, maybe 2 to 3 drops are good enough, and drop it on the sensor. Make sure that the circular area is covered with the solution. Keep it aside, keep the dropper aside. And now you have to select pH button and say fetch data. Once you say the fetch data, you can see a red light blinking on the device, and also it will tell you you are reading the value of pH. So that means the measurement is going on. Wait for a couple of seconds and the measurement will be done. So once the measurement is done, you can see the value of pH. You can see the value of pH. Like in this, we can see it is 6.05. Now, once the value of pH is done, now you have to remove this sensor. As we have told that pH sensor is only one-time use. You take out the pH sensor, clean the dropper, get ready for the second measurement. Now, since this is one-time use, we are keeping aside this sensor so that we don't mix up with other sensors. Now, this sensor cannot be used anymore. Now we are taking a nitrate sensor. As you can see, we are holding the nitrate sensor from the edge and connecting the nitrate sensor as we have told you, aligning the silver lines with the 3 white lines. Now we have cleaned the sensor. We are picking up the nitrate vial, taking few drops and dropping it on the sensor. You can see how easy it is to perform this soil testing, and it can be done by anyone. Now, since we have selected nitrate, we are saying fetch data. Now it's saying we are reading the value of nitrate. And you can see the red LED blinking on the device. This video is made in real time. So it is only a few seconds that it takes to measure nitrate. It takes just few seconds to measure pH. Now you can see the nitrate measurement is done. Now again, same process you repeat. You pick up the sample solution, drop it in the waste cup, clean the dropper. If the water gets dirty, you can replace that water. Remove the nitrate sensor. keep it aside. This as nitrate sensor is also one-time use. You should not mix up the used nitrate sensor with the unused sensors. Now we are putting a you can see we are repeating this similar process of cleaning the dropper, taking few drops, dropping it on the sensor, and fetching the data. So now you can see we are covering that circular area, which is an active area of the sensor with the solution. And here we are reading the value of phosphorus. Again, it's a matter of few seconds and you have the value of phosphorus. All the values that are now displayed on this rectangular box is all in ppm. Again, we are repeating the same process, removing that soil solution. But now, as we told you that potassium and phosphate sensors are can be used multiple times. After use, you clean it with a clean water and then blow dry it. Couple of times you blow dry it and the sensor is wiped clean dry. Now it is ready to be stored. But before you store, with a marker pen, you make either dot or you make some mark so that you know that sensor is used one time. So whenever you are using a sensor, please put a dot on that so you know how many times you have used the sensor. So that is the way you can keep a record. Now we are using the potassium sensor. Again, similar process, connect the sensor, align silver lines with the 3 white lines, clean the dropper, open the potassium valve, put a few drops, cover the circular area, select the potassium radio button and say fetch data. I would like to again emphasize here that we are recording this video in real time. So whatever time you see for response is the actual time of response. This video was not, progress faster or anything. It takes a couple of seconds for any results to occur. Now we have a reading of potassium. We'll repeat the same process of cleaning the sensor, cleaning the dropper. Since this is also can be used multiple times, we are cleaning the sensor with clean water. Blowing dry. Now we will again mark this sensor with a marker pen so that we keep a record of it. And now we will be using EC. That's our last measurement. Now, as you can see, the area of EC sensor is larger than the area of the earlier sensors. So here you will need a more larger amount of solution. So here in this EC, we have to make sure we always take 1 ml of solution. Please make sure that for EC, you are always taking 1 ml of solution. So take the dropper is marked with 0.51, 1.52. So take 1 ml of solution, exact 1 ml, and put it on and drop it on the EC sensor. And make sure all the 4 gold electrodes are covered with the solution. So now we have measured the EC value. And as you can see, all the buttons have turned blue. So we have taken all the measurements. Now, once the measurements are done, we do save data. Once we do the save data, we can see that the data is saved and we can see it in the table. So the values what we have seen in ppm can be seen here. It's converted into kg per hectare, and now we can download this report. Once you press on the download button, the reports gets downloaded. Now the report has successfully got downloaded, and you can actually see the downloaded report here. You can use any of these PDF viewers to open the report. And you can see all the details with the name of the farmers, the field name, the values, the interpretations, the recommendations, everything can be seen in the report. This is how the final we do the testing of soil and generate the soil health report. Thank you.